does it then?
It's not that accurate. So for example, you'll see this paraglider sort of hopping around, but I wouldn't use, I mean, unless you have experience with the site you fly at, I wouldn't necessarily trust this too much. It's usually a little bit conservative. So paragliders don't fly the average air. I don't know about hang gliders, but we fly the best air. So typically when you're flying, the height you will get to is not determined by the average thermal. Because you're going to go and find the strongest ripping thermal you can get and climb to the top of it. So this is an average thing. And it'll be different depending on terrain. For example, you go tuck yourself into some, you know, hugely sunny, sun-facing ridge on a mountain that goes up to a huge peak, and it'll go up way higher than this thing.
So what indicator do you use to determine top of it?
So I use this, and then I add a little bit. So what else?
Okay, what about for like a crappy average pilot like myself?
Me too.
Just look at the icons.
The air, like orange, isn't that still rising, like basically all the way?
Yeah, so let me talk through that a little bit. Then you scroll down a little bit more. So there are colors in the background here, and what they represent, so the thing that determines whether air moves up or down is whether, as that parcel of air releases from the ground, whether it's warmer than its surroundings or not. So for example, if the surrounding air gets very cold very quickly with altitude, then that packet of warm air from the ground that's been sitting in your field of view or whatever will rise very quickly, and nothing will stop it because it's so cold outside. As the air rises, it cools because it expands. But eventually it cools off enough that it's at the same temperature as the surrounding, and it stops going up. And that's going to be your top of lift. So what we and the way to sort of look at that, so some people will look at these AT diagrams, which are complicated. We try and represent that here, first of all, by calculating where this guy is for you. Again, it's a little bit of a rough calculation. But what we present is this sort of color scale on the background. And what that's showing is the change in temperature per per thousand feet. Yeah, the lapse rate. It's in weird units because it's degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet. You would think that it would be Fahrenheit per feet or Celsius per meter, but it isn't. It's just the world.
So I got a question. Is it possible to change either the pink or the bright blue on the sides? Because for me that, I don't know how you guys see it, but for me it kind of is a little intense.
Yeah.
Might be the bottom.
I mean,
Oh, you mean right now,
Like
or
could just be grey on the side and then, I don't
I
know,
can probably
just a
change
comment.
so if you could send me an email, so there's a contact
Right near the donate
Yes,
button.
and there's
Can you arrange custom color? Is there a custom color?
You have to
tab?
donate, and then it pops up.
Okay.
So send me an
Now,
email
back
saying
to
I
weather.
wish
I'll take you to the donate screen where you can send it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'd be happy to change that if it's hard to see. The colors here, strangely enough, have been evolved over the course of probably over a decade. It started out, TJ, who was a pilot in the northwest of the U.S., so in Washington, some of you may have known him. He put this wind gram visualization together to begin with. He was the first guy who sort of came up with this. And it turns out, once you get used to it, it's an incredible way to look at the weather. So it's due to this was not invented by me and Peter. Peter and I added some of this stuff and tweaked it a lot, but the actual visualization and the color scheme and all that comes from TJ. And he spent a lot of time trying different colors, and it looks kind of cheesy and sort of 1990s internet, but it turns out it carries a lot of information sort of when you glance at it. Yeah, there's his old site is archived, so you can see what 1990s internet looks like.
Okay.
So what we show on the background here, for example, is it's labeled down here. So red means that the lapse rate is more than 3 degrees per 1,000 feet. So roughly, if the lapse rate is 2 degrees per 1,000 feet, the air is stable. That means basically nothing's going to be moving up or down. It's not exactly that. It's reasonable estimate. If it's more than minus 3 degrees, you're going to have thunderstorms and craziness. Like air is just spontaneously rising from the ground and shooting up there and doing all sorts of craziness. That's so when you see people calculate a local lapse rate, for example, you look at Jim's site of the day.
Same thing. You're around.
Yeah.
It's good. Come out and spend some money.
Yeah, it's always good at YBC. Occasionally he'll update things, and he'll usually quote a lapse rate. Now, what he does to calculate that is choose some point in the atmosphere and the ground and calculate the temperature difference and whatever. He's trying to capture the general instability of the day. If the day is, okay, so for example, let's go to nighttime. So this portion is night, this is the evening. What it's showing is gray. That means the temperature is actually increasing as we increase altitude. So for example, some days you'll go to some flying site, you'll be in the valley, it'll be chilly, you'll go up to the flying site and it'll be warm. That's usually not a good sign. That means that there's no impetus for the air on the ground, even if it's being heated by a little bit by the sun, for it to rise. It doesn't want to. It's firmer up top. So, and that happens every night. So every night you will typically get, it's because the ground cools off by radiation from the ground, and so it ends up cold on the ground and warm up high. Yeah. You should ask me about questions if you want more details about the physics stuff. Preferably before I finish my second year. But I am always happy to talk about weather physics stuff. But I find that maybe it's not useful. So anyway, so for example, the red means that pretty much the air is going to be rising at that altitude. And what this is saying usually, so where are we looking at? We're looking at something at high altitude. This is golden meters. It doesn't matter. So it starts at 700 meters. Up there, pretty much at this, even early in the morning, it's going to be unstable. It's a little bit odd. The sun hasn't really risen yet. Or actually it does. It rises at 6 something. It wakes me up. But sometime pretty early in the morning, you find if you're at high enough altitude, you'll be able to launch pretty early. It's, this is a little bit crazy because it would start raining just about then. This is probably because it's just, so the reason it rains, or the reason you get puffy cloud formation, the ground heats, the thermals come up, they rise high enough that they condense, with all their moisture from the ground condenses, it creates a cloud, and then eventually all that water is going to come down. But that's not really why it rains. It rains because they weather needs to burn. So what you want to look at, so this guy here, for example, this is just a bad day. Let's go back to last Saturday. Last Saturday was a great day in Canada. So I'm going to use that as an example, because first of all, I flew there so I can compare what it was, and hopefully some other people got out there too, because it was good. So if you go to a single day, so you can go to duration 1 day here, and then it changes to this thing, and we can go back to
April 20th.
April 20th, Saturday.
Oh.
And let's do, so 1 day HRD, yeah, so this is, and let's go to number 10. So
Research
see this
on
guy.
that great day.
And then Mackenzie launch.
So these are all forecasts in the past. So how do you forecast in the past? Like, is this actual data for what happened?
No, this is the forecast that was done Saturday morning. So this is what you would have seen if you woke up and turned on the light.
Can I relive my life?
And on that note, is there any way for us to see, for example, it's supposed to snow on the mountains tomorrow? Is there any way to see how much actually fell?
Yes, but not here. Yeah, so